Yeah, it's a frustrating one. Probably one of the most frustrating ones to going out and done everything right. Tactically, I thought we controlled the game for most of the game. Second half kind of, went back and forth, but to give up a goal like that at such a time in such a manner, I think is poor on our end. There's no excuses for a type of goal like that to be scored. We go back and we watch the film and we see what needs to improve. I'm sure it wasn't just one action that caused the goal, but I think as a staff and as the players, it's a gutting goal, that one. But nonetheless, we can't be. We're not going to be determined by one game, one goal. We still have more games to play. We still have chances to turn things around. The progress is there, but the wins need to start coming, and we need to start taking these small things seriously.
In the press conference yesterday, we discussed the tempo, and you said you want to control the tempo, and kind of like you predicted, the first half, very frenetic towards the end of the first half, and then a little bit slower in the second half. Mm-hmm. How do you think that you did with controlling the tempo of this game?
Yeah, I think the first half we dictated the play, we controlled the tempo, we were able to hold the ball in their half, we were able to move some things around, we were able to get the chances we knew we would get. We just couldn't finish. Second half, they adjusted a bit, and I think with our 1-9 up top pressing against those center backs, it kind of gassed her out, which then gave the center backs time on the ball, which then they started to control the tempo a bit, and then it became a kind of back and forth game. For us, I think it was good. The things we wanted to do were good. And even when we knew we weren't controlling tempo, we were still controlling the space. And like we talked about, it's about those three things: the ball, the space, the tempo. If we can control 2 out of the 3, we would get the things we want. I thought that was fine, but there are moments where we need to improve in our focus, our technical quality, the giveaways that were not too simple of giveaways, which then forced us to not have control of the ball. And then, but for the most part, I think our game plan worked. I think our ideas worked.
You mentioned your takeaways, but you also were able to take the ball away from them and create some chances, especially, again, later in that first half when you really felt like the tempo was going your way. What did you see in the midfield, and how were they able to kind of expose Tampa Bay and get them on their back foot?
Well, with Katrina and Katie in the middle, you're putting 2 very smart players there. We knew, what we scouted, they came out in, which that was a big plus for us. So the players were prepared. They knew the right spaces. They knew the right passes to jump. They knew the right players to isolate, and that worked very well. And I thought the players executed the plan very well, especially Katrina and Katie in the midfield, and Emily as well. So the thing then is just capitalizing on these turnovers. I think we need to improve on.
Any more questions? Yes, right here.
Coach, thanks for being here.
Of course.
I had a question. The last time you guys faced Tampa, it was a 3-0 loss. Obviously today was much closer, and you talked about the first half and the pressure you guys were able to maintain. I just wanted to know if there was something specific that you guys learned from the last loss or looked at in order to prepare for today.
Yeah. I mean, there are massive things we learn in losses. That's one of our biggest things. There's always something to learn. But no, I think we try not to look too much in the past. Like we talk about our principles. We talk about the things we want to work on. So for us, we believe in just playing our game. Mistakes happen in the past. We tweak things here and there. But the biggest thing is that we have our principles. We have our sub-principles. We have our player actions. If we lean on our principles, the sub-principles start to show. When we execute the sub-principles, the player actions become easy, and I think that really helped us in this game. Just leaning on our principles. Things get a little bit frantic, that's normal. Things won't go our way, that's normal. But then getting back to our principles, I think really helped us this game to at least keep it a close game, keep it an optimistic game. And for us, honestly, I think we could have taken the lead once or twice in this game.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here in the front row.
Unfortunately lost today, but you're up against Brooklyn next week.
Yeah.
Is there a specific strategy or game plan from Tampa that you thought was effective and you would like to use in next week's game?
I think the idea with controlling the tempo of the game is something that we'll take from this game and carry on, not just against Brooklyn, but in all our future games. But for us, it's about going back and looking at Brooklyn, seeing what they do well, seeing what they don't do well, and structuring our game plan around that. But like we always talk about, is again just building on our principles and taking that to Brooklyn. I think if we do that, the game will take care of itself.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Coach tonight?
Coach, the fan support was visibly more different this game than the last home game that you had. So just talk about, I know it was a tough loss, but talk about just seeing the fans in the stand and what it means for this DC Power team to continue to grow its fan base here in DC.
Yeah, I mean, it means everything, you know. It kind of puts pressure on us to get the fans the win, to get the fans some points, to get them something to cheer about. But the good thing is they're showing up and they're cheering, and more keep coming. It's amazing for us. I mean, it lifts us, especially when you're down the caution, you know, momentum's not your way. That's when that fans really get into it. And then also they kind of help with the refereeing, because some, you know, so no, having the fans at home, playing at home, there's nothing like it. There's absolutely nothing like it. We're so grateful, and I speak about our front office a lot and the things they're able to do, and the fans showing up, that's a testament to them. So really happy with it. Thank you.